Hey everybody, welcome to DBS Films Podcast. It's just me and you, so that means it is a DBS production update. Today is September 24th, and the biggest news, as you can tell by the title of this, The Haunting of the Murder House is now officially on Tubi. It actually was on Tubi last week, Saturday, so as soon as we posted our last update, we basically had the news, which again, in my opinion, is fantastic. I really do think that the perfect place for our movies is free on Tubi. I think it's exactly where our demographics live in the sense of horror fans. And it's also something where, hey man, right now it was $5 on Amazon. And can't remember the last time I paid $5 for a movie that wasn't like something in theaters and whatnot. So I'm really excited about this. We have the Discord to thank, as always, for being able to push it super heavily. We are moving up the charts. You never know how the algorithm's going to work. So we're not quite at the top level just yet, like we saw with the girl in Cabin 13. But again, we're still doing really, really well. We're getting a ton of reviews still on Amazon. We're getting IMDb reviews, which really, that's the very important part. You want to make sure you're getting the reviews in because that means people are watching them. So overall, again, another absolutely amazing launch from the standpoint of how awesome our Discord is, what they're able to do. So huge thanks to everyone who is a supporter of Mo, whether it was the Kickstarter, whether it was the launch team, all of these things. Basically, we're forever thankful for the entire community that we have on the Discord channel, because you guys are the ones making it happen. So that's the biggest news. Second thing is we're going to have this shapeshifter edit that I keep telling everyone about, that probably I think we were supposed to have like a month ago or something like that. I'm working on some final things over the weekend. We just got to get the POV right for Sid. And then once we do that, we should be good to go. So I'm going to say 2 weeks, maybe. I should probably stop giving timelines out. But with that being said, our super fans will be able to watch the newest movie still called The Shapeshifter, and they'll be able to give us feedback on it. And we absolutely love it. Like, honestly, I can't wait for you guys to see this movie. Can't wait for people to watch it, give us their opinions, give us their reactions, because those are so critical when it comes to the final edits that we're making before we go ahead and push this off. So I'm excited for that one. We should have that on the plate for you guys soon. On top of that, we are finalized when it comes to the casting for the new Into the Forest 2.0, which will be taking place October 17th through 24th. Going to be a super easy shoot, in my opinion, so I'm excited for it. Shapeshifter was a massive, 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 massive concept, and we pulled it off. Into the Forest is a very straightforward concept, and it's found footage. So as long as our actors can handle it, then for someone like me doing the editing process, it is going to be a breeze. So I'm excited for that. On top of that, the other major news that we have is next week is our very first Superfans event. So we're going to have a ton of people. I can't wait to meet everyone in person. Super awesome. We're going to be going to Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to be going to downtown Orlando, to Cocktails and Screams, like all of this fun stuff we're looking at doing. So I'm really thrilled. I'm really excited to meet everyone. So far we've met four super fans in person, and I'm going to add a lot more to that. And again, if you're not able to make it this time, do not worry about it whatsoever. We're going to continue to have these events. Eventually, I want to have these events basically like every single quarter, so like 4 events a year. We're looking at a cruise, ideally, is going to be one that we're targeting for next March. So don't feel bad in that sense. We'll take plenty of pictures, and we will miss everyone who was unable to make it for this time around. For those of you that are making it, I'm super excited. Feel free to message me if you have any questions or concerns. Really happy to answer any of those as quick as we can. So those kind of the major updates. We're going to go ahead and move on to our question section of the podcast. So first question is coming from Lizzie, who is officially our intro child. Kellen, would you cosplay as Frank for TikTok for acting challenges and cosplays audios? People would love to duet Carl or Mo as well. So eventually we'll probably do more of this stuff. The weirdest thing is, like, the more effort I put into TikTok, the less it rewards us. The more I just kind of throw content against the wall, the more it's like, sweet, here's millions of views. So eventually, I will treat the content creation almost kind of like a job within itself, because that's really what it deserves. Until I have the free time for that, or the additional time compared to everything else going on, I'm going to say no, just because it's going to take a while, do all that stuff. And I'm sure you'd love it, and I'm sure you do a great job with the duet, but it probably would be something that TikTok would be like, wow, I can see you put a lot of effort into this. Let me just give you no views. Next question from Forever Bubbly, also going as Raccoon Girl. Would you ever make a movie inspired by both The Shining and It? Basically, a hotel being haunted by all ghosts. There would be bloody, revengeful clowns with fangs. I mean, I love that idea. Sounds way out of our budget already in that sense, but I think like a haunted hotel would be super fun with different ghosts and different personalities, clowns. Like I'm a huge fan of, like, I love it when there's a whole bunch of different myths living together. So it's almost kind of like all of these supernatural things are kind of battling each other, or they all have their own little special powers and things like that. So I like that overall concept. I could easily write something like that. So I'm all about it. Next question that we have is from Tina Lee. Absolutely love Tina, as always, hosting our karaoke nights. She does such a great job. Did you guys copy the original Haunting of the Morgan estate? I just saw clips of it on the original on YouTube. I still have no clue what you're talking about, Tina. I know I messaged you. I was like, what? I need to take a look at that, but no, we did not copy that. Just the Morgan estate sounds cool. Like, Morgan's a cool last name. So we basically just said, hey, this is an estate of Morgan. So we called it the Haunting of the Morgan estate. No clue what the original one is about, but I do want to take a look at it. That is interesting. And then our last question is from Vimvalak, and she says, would you ever create a series where the main character has special powers, aka telekinesis or flying? I'd love series and I love powers. So yes and yes. It's just really tough. All of these things are like really great ideas, but I'm a huge fan of powers. Like, I love the concept of people having different powers and, basically playing to their strength or not. So like things like X-Men. I think that's the reason why I am a fan of like superhero movies. Like, I just love it when it's like they can do this. So in order to counter that, you need to do that. And like they can do this. So I love that concept. If I had to kind of like narrow in on one that I would do now, I would probably try, like, I have a really big idea that I've been working on, but it's basically like a Game of Thrones concept, but like people have different powers. So almost like Avengers meets Game of Thrones. That would kind of be my main one that I would look at doing. So yeah, 100%. I love powers. I love rules in the universe. I love all of that stuff. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up our production update. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the Discord, because that is the place you want to be. We make movies for our fans with our fans. So if you want to be in on this process, you have to make sure you're part of that Discord channel. With that being said, I'm really excited for how we're growing. You can take a look at The Haunting of the Murder House. You can take a look at the Girl in Cabin 13 and Into the Forest, all for free on Tubi. If you watch us, it means the world to us. And until then, have yourself a good time.